Everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token, second live stream of the day. Of course, everything PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, and all the projects. Well over 100, probably must be hitting pretty much close to about 130, maybe higher at the moment on the projects list. So exciting what's happening. We're going to showcase one of the three dragons, as I call it. We've got three dragons, I say. These are derivatives of Hex, and of course, we've already covered Maximus, we've already covered Hedron, and now we're going to cover PowerCity, and of course it's going to be a lot of fun. So woohoo, stay tuned, get in there folks as well, and say hello into the chat. Look forward to it. Let me just make sure I set up the live stream, everything correctly. We're going to have a nice little walkthrough of PowerCity, so it's looking good. Let me make sure that everything's up and running on live chat. Looks nice to me. And yeah, sounds like my audio's going through, so I got to watch that. Hey, welcome everybody. We've got Refined in the house. Hey, woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Refined. Lord Thrash West in the house as well. Buffering. I'm not sure what's happening. That's a pretty cool emoji, actually. KD in the house. PowerCity. More power, baby. More power. And more power, baby, says Lord Thrash West. That's right. More power. That's right. And, of course, the Blobfish getting that high all Hex Token is bumping my bags. That's nice to happen. That's nice to happen, actually. We aim to please on this channel. Magic Carpet Ride in the house with the eyes. Got the eyes in there for Magic Carpet Ride. Good to see them in the house there. So great to have Magic Carpet Ride live streaming again. They are doing such a good service to the community, promoting and creating new value in the community. So good. So big shout out to Magic Carpet Ride as well. And of course, the KD in the house. So we're going to wait till a few more people jump in. This is the overview of PowerCity. So the overview of PowerCity, I call them one of the three dragons. I just made that up yesterday, but it's, I'm sticking with it for the time being. And of course, Maximus, Hedron, and PowerCity. And of course, PowerCity is a little different, right? PowerCity creating an ecosystem, a utility ecosystem. So it's different from the other two, which primarily around staking. This one is a utility ecosystem, which is special, and it's not only helping Hex, it's also supercharging PulseChain as well. So it's a dual purpose ecosystem here. Is really, really exciting. So nice to see you in the house. Magic Cobra says, thank you, Hex Token. Hey, a pleasure, man. It is a pleasure. Right there from the old heart there. Is that where the heart is? I'm not sure, but right there from where that place. DB Cooper's in the house. Who likes Hex, says DB Cooper. Well, apparently they do as well. So we've got a big eye there. Nice. All right, I think we've got a few people in now, so we'll start rock and rolling. Here we are on PowerCity ecosystem. Now, this is really cool. I love this map. Now, this has been reiterated a few times. They've changed the timelines. They've had first development wave, second development wave, and of course, I think this sets up pretty nice. So basically, what is it? So at the moment, PowerCity is building. They also have a sacrifice that's still on. It's quite a long sacrifice. It's going to run through to the PulseChain launch. So we're going to check that out at the end of this walkthrough, as it were. And basically what happens is people have their MetaMask on PulseChain. And of course, if they get the Watt token, then more power, the Watt token there, through the sacrifice, then they will be able to stake that Watt token, excuse me, in the main revenue product there called Core. Which is pretty cool. So to stake it in the core, and of course we play that video every single day with our music. We play the Power Core utility. If you watch the end of this live stream, we'll also be playing the PowerCity core as well, and it's pretty cool, awesome. And why do we wait? Let's play it now. Let's pump this channel up. We're going to play it now. Why wait till then? Since we're talking about the core, let's get into it. So we've got the core, and then we're going to have basically you're going to get PLS out the other side. Now, who doesn't want some Pulse? That's going to be. I think Pulse is going to be scarce. Just between you and me, and of course not investment advice, but I actually think it's going to be pretty scarce. These guys are pumping out Pulse, and I know a lot of people that have already sacrificed for the weight token will have sacrificed for Pulse already, so mum's the word on that, right? So that's pretty much it. So that's the core, and we're going to talk about that later. We'll play the video later, actually. That's the core, and at the moment we've got all these utilities that these guys are building out in the PowerCity team. Pretty awesome. We've got Pixel Park NFT Marketplace. Now, we know that there's about at least 5, maybe even 6 NFT marketplaces that are native to PulseChain coming. And I think this one's going to be one of the front runners, to be honest. I like what I'm seeing from the team straight out of the gate. And they are really already got projects and announcing projects coming onto the NFT marketplace. It's a pretty good place to start, right? Actually having projects that are really looking good in the NFT space coming on to Pixel Park. So that's pretty cool. They're going to have the Amplified Loan Booster, which is going to be pretty exciting as well. We'll talk more about that later. And of course, we're going to have the Accelerated Yield Compounder, which I think is going to be super good for yield farmers. That's going to be a very attractive product. And of course, they got the Flex product there. Woohoo! And of course, PowerCity Flex. This is in the same family as Maximus and Hedron and Acosa, and of course all the products that they have with Maxi, Base, Trio, Lucky, and Decky coming up. So this is the same family as that. The Flex, Power Flex, is going to have its own dynamics to it in terms of staking periods and variations and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty powerful. It's going to eat up more Hex circulating supply. So this is the one that's really going to benefit the Hex ecosystem as well as the investors getting better yields. So it's going to be pretty cool. Now, all these products, of course, are looking good. And then, of course, we have this huge one here. Obviously, we know about the PulseChain official bridge, but we have the PowerCity Transformer cross-chain swap. Pretty epic. And, of course, this is going to add a lot of value. Economic energy coming onto PulseChain. It's going to be massive. And, of course, they're going to have all the EVM chains here coming in. It's going to be pretty cool. So we've got PulseChain, Ethereum, Polygon, BSC, Avalanche, and Phantom there, all coming in there and being able to swap that. Now, all of these different utilities, and you can argue that pretty much all of these are utilities, I would say, possibly with the exclusion of NFT Marketplace, although it's a utility for NFTs, so I guess it's a utility. But in terms of traditional DeFi, it's probably the rest of them. And of course, this is massive. This is like DeFi on steroids. DeFi on steroids on PulseChain. It is pretty awesome. And each one of these, as you can see by the arrows, all the fees that go from it go into the core. And how juicy is that? Now, I talked about in the title here, the ultimate utility ecosystem to pump your bags. This really is looking like that. It's pretty juicy if you ask me. And I think this is going to be one of the premier projects on a PulseChain for sure. And I think, let me just say this. I think we're lucky to have projects like this on PulseChain. I don't know. That just seems the way. This looks incredible. I haven't seen anything quite like this before. And it looks really amazing. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. I think the Watt token there is going to be pretty popular as well. So that's a bit of an overview. Before we move on, let's get into the chat and just catch up with a few people that have jumped in. We've got Brizology in the house. Hey, Briz. I watched your video, and, man, it's very charming, man. Really, really cool video. If you haven't checked out Brizology's video on the Maximus Tough there, go check that piece of artwork out. It was really clever, Briz. It really, really is. And I love all your strong arms. You put in how many strong arms? Was that a competition? How many strong arms you put in the video? You should do one like that. I think you did at least 3 or 4. So that was pretty funny. Magic Cup Ride with the whoop whoop. Yeah, we're excited too. Sandy Beach with the Sandy Beach. Fatal Fury says, is PLSD another liquidity grab token to pump a dead Hex? Just like Hedron was. Hey, Fatal Fury, don't know why you've become so negative about stuff like that. Used to be a lot more positive. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think you're just going to have to have a bit more patience, Fatal Fury, just like the rest of us is the way I'd look at it. Magic Carpet Ride in there too. Hey, Magic Carpet Ride. Woohoo! With the strong arm. I like that too. Hexbike says, a very good morning to everybody. Hey, Hexbike to the UK. Big shout out to everybody in the UK. When Big Base, yes, it's DBQ. Who knows? Who knows? We're going to wait. Katie says Flex. I like it. Flex too. We got the old Flex in there. And so is Bridge. So cool. Let's jump through, everybody. We're going to jump into who's the team that's making this ecosystem. We just looked at the overview of the ecosystem. Who's this team? Well, we've got quite a few people in here. I actually I wasn't aware of 1 or 2 of these people in the team, but here we are. We've got some founders here. We've got Long Vacation, a founder on Twitter there. We've got a Toshi Flow founder. We've got a Pulse Jesus founder there. We've got a Jesse the Pit Boss as a founder in there as well. So that was pretty interesting from Liquid Loans. And of course, he's the stable coin king, as it were. So we've got Jesse in there as well. That's pretty interesting. We've got the lead developer here, Tuber Terminator. We've got Simon FE Development. I guess it's front end developer there. Code is like humor. When you have to explain it, it's bad. Something. So I guess that's funny. Extrovert there as well is in the house. We've also got David here. Was it Osrin there, I guess. Triple Dad. We've got Reese here as well, Ivan and Eoin there. So there's a few faces there in the mix. So that is the team. We're going to jump over to the website. The website here has all the different products here, summary as well. And of course, we play the Power Core here. We play that. So we're going to get into that soon. So what is PowerCity? A kind of ecosystem you've been waiting for, all on one chain and interconnected. Very, very true. PowerCity Core is where you can stake rebasing tokens to share revenue, basically the Watt token, from all the dApps that will be launched in this ecosystem, which we just looked at. Yield earned by the treasury will be used to buy back and burn tokens as well. Other features will include protocol on liquidity, bonds as a service, third-party KYC, third-party audit, and of course a time-locked team allocations and a multi-sig security. So that is on the website at the moment. So that's the PowerCity Core, and as we saw, all the fees will flow into that. So if you're staking the Watt token, and you can get the Watt token through the sacrifice. We'll look at that later. You'll be able to earn some of that. So that brings on our video. We're going to pump it up. We're going to play a demo of the video. And of course, this is what I normally play at the end of the live stream. But this is the PowerCity Core. You can see the demo operating. So let's play that. Bam. All right, so that is the PowerCity Core user interface. So you can see that we play that every day on this channel because we're the funky music, but the UI looking pretty good there. And of course, you can stake your Watt and earn all the fees from those utilities. Pretty awesome. We also got the transformer bridge in a bit more detail. So obviously cross-chain swap bridge, and of course will help avoid exorbitant gas fees as well on Ethereum. It's going to reduce the friction for fiat on and off ramping. This is very powerful. I really do love this transformer bridge. I think it's going to be a big deal. And of course, it's going to be one of the early ones out of the gate. Swap between tokens on multiple chains in a single transaction. I think that's a pretty attractive solution. So it's going to be pretty exciting for that. We got obviously that Pixel Park NFT marketplace. That's going to be pretty awesome. Pixel Park is an NFT marketplace that exists exclusively on PulseChain that allows users to create, purchase, stake, and trade NFTs. Pixel Park will also be playing an important role in many of the PowerCity protocols, as well as the metaverse play to earn ecosystem. And of course, this is some of the teasers. This extra stuff here is going to be fascinating to see where that leads. And obviously in the multiverse, that makes a lot of sense when that does come down further down the line, as I understand it. So you've got the NFT marketplace. Now, the cool thing about this is that this is already, they've already announced quite a few things. So we're going to get into some of that already. So we got here one of the tweets here on the 8th of July. At Pixel Park, we are doing our part in the ecosystem, bring innovation to NFTs and crypto. This revolutionary NFT marketplace is where you can even buy NFT boxable tiny homes. Make sure you follow on the socials and stuff like that. So you got lots of cool projects coming to NFT marketplace. They've got this one here, BitSwags NFTs by Melted Minds are coming to Pixel Park on PulseChain. And of course, you can see some of the NFTs here, which is pretty cool. They're kind of cool. I kind of like that. They're kind of quirky, and they're coming to a Pixel Park. You got this one here, Wolf Rats NFTs are coming to PulseChain. and Pixel Park is part of the Wharf Ballers Club NFT collection created by Melted Minds here. So you got these ones are coming too. Pretty freaky looking thing there. Look at that, it keeps changing around, but that's coming. And of course, you got another one here, Pixel Park and PowerCity. You got this one here from Boxable, and of course, you got this sort of artwork coming as well with to Pixel Park. So that'll be a lot of fun. People love NFTs and trading NFTs. Collecting NFTs, so it makes a lot of sense. And one of the big areas, of course, we've seen a huge growth in NFTs is the entertainment industry. The corporate world also has been, parts of the corporate world also been adopting NFTs as well. It's a great way to commoditize their businesses or personal, their profiles in the media there. So that's been pretty interesting too. So pretty nice there from the PowerCity as well. So that's cool. Let us jump back to the website. And of course, so they've got the Pixel Park. They've got NGR nodes coming. I'm not sure when this is actually coming. It might be further down the development line here. PowerCity nodes as a service and DeFi as a service hybrid protocol will sell node access to developers that require access to the blockchain data to build their new dApps. Node providers earn a basic yield while developers purchase only the node capacity their project requires. I think that is further down in the pipeline there. The accelerated yield compounder. This will be super popular. The PowerCity Accelerator will increase yield in DeFi by automatically claiming and redeploying earn tokens for increased rewards. So obviously, what was it, the old phrase assigned to Einstein, a compound is that one of the world. I'm not sure if that's an accurate, I don't know if that's an accurate saying of his, but anyway, that's the one that people use. A custom front end to the liquid loans lending protocol will automate various strategies to compound staking yield and accumulate more PLS. So various strategies, I guess those are the all those different haunted strategy, Hexicat or whatever, all those other people's strategies there. So cool. There's going to be PowerCity Meta. This is the metaverse here. We'll provide VR access to our entire ecosystem. Now, this would be pretty interesting to see where they head with this. Shared digital meeting space in which to hang out with friends, attend live concerts, bench education in a whole new way, and even conduct real-world business. Store custom avatars and NFTs in the PowerCity Meta asset portfolio. PowerCity aims to create a new paradigm of PulseChain, a vibrant urban landscape built on top of a groundbreaking new blockchain. Become a citizen and come build with us. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see where that leads. Obviously, there's other metaverses around that they can learn from and maybe improve upon the metaverses. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see that. And certainly the art world has been adopted, metaverses a lot. People who like to put up art, I've seen places you go and they've got artwork in their buildings in the 3D space and stuff like that. So, and they have different meetups and stuff. So there we are. So that is pretty much it. We've also got the light paper. The light paper has a lot more detail in it on the PowerCity core site. So you can definitely see that. I'm not going to walk through that today. But they have got a pretty good white paper. I'm not sure if the timeline may have been updated since then in terms of the stuff that they're expecting to do, but pretty cool on that. Like this Transformer really gets me excited. This one, Transformer will execute multi-chain swaps between many different tokens across multiple blockchains, all in one action by connecting into the premier DEX on each side of the bridge. PulseX on PulseChain, Trader Joe on Avalanche, Spooky Swap on Phantom, Coinbase and other centralized users can buy AVAX or Phantom, withdraw to their MetaMask and cheaply swap into PulseChain using the Transformer. For example, if you have Tomb on Phantom, want to swap to Hex on PulseChain, Transformer will automate the swap in a single action for you. And number one step would be swap from Tomb to Phantom to the bridge token on Spooky Swap. Then number two, bridge the tokens to PulseChain. And finally, number three, swap the bridge token to PLS to Hex on PulseX, and it'll do all for you. Liquidity for the bridge will be raised by the core as bonds, allowing the core to own all cross-bridge liquidity without having to infinitely reward liquidity providers, which is very useful. And of course, swap fees and bridge fees will be passed on to the core to further expand the ecosystem and reward stakers. So that's really nice too. So very cool stuff happening there as well. So we're just going to scroll through. I think we'll talk much else about the rest of this. PowerCity minute there. So that's the white paper. Pretty cool. I think we covered that pretty well. But of course, so we've talked about the Pixel Park. So we're going to get rid of all those. We're going to talk about PowerCity Flex. Woohoo! Bring it on. So this is all going to target the Hex, of course. soak up the Hex supply as well. So that you saw all the utilities coming to PulseChain, and of course the Flex going to add to the Maximus and the Hedron Icosa fleet of products. They're eating up the Hex supply. That's what we love. So we're going to jump over to our chart that we made. I'm going to pull that up. I should have pulled it up earlier, but we're going to obviously keep working on this. But this is where we're at this stage. So we've got the PowerCity Flex. This is their landing place, flex.win. So it's flex.win for this. I'll just post it in the chat if you want to quickly check it out. That is in there. Bam, look at that, beautiful. Oh, that didn't actually paste right. Let me paste it one more time. There we are, there is it. So let me just delete that last one I did because that didn't paste very well. Remove. All right, cool. All right, so that's looking really, really good. And of course, you can see here, Flex is a new DApp joining the PowerCity ecosystem on PulseChain. It is trustless treasury that distributes the yield earned from the DeFi investments in the Flex treasury. To participate, users will stake Flex tokens to earn additional Flex. It's trustless Hex-backed stake, and of course, never sell. It's pretty awesome. Never sell the Hex there, Flex token contract. So looking forward to that. Flex token is backed by the treasury of the perpetual Hex stake ladders of various durations. So this is the key that's going to be interesting coming up here. That can be traded at any time. Stake Flex earns a share of the yield generated by the Flex Hex stakes without having to lock up tokens for longer periods. Flex will be an immutable protocol with zero admin keys and will be ordered by a third party prior to release. The Flex treasury pools together pools large amounts of Hex to stake across a blend of short and long-term durations, creating a monthly stream of yield. So this monthly stream of yield is pretty impressive. That will pass on to Flex stakers without ever needing to sell the Hex. The Hex earned by the treasury is not sold, but instead is restaked forever, allowing users to Hex to benefit simultaneously, which is beautiful. So excited about that. Hex Flex on PulseX, of course, the demo is displayed. There's a demo there of the liquidity pool, a definition of a detail of what Hex is and why Hex. Flex shares the yield generated by a treasury of Hex stakes without having to lock you into your own long-term stakes. You can stake, unstake, transfer, buy, sell, Flex, how you see fit with no penalties or emergency end stakes there. And of course, penalties to worry about. Only Flex stakers will earn a share of the yield earned in the treasury. Yield is paid to stakers in the form of additional Flex tokens. Users can unstake it at any time without penalty, which is a beautiful part of it there. The Flex token supply inflates every month based on the yield earned by the treasury. New Flex tokens can only be minted based on the new value contributed to the treasury, either by new Hex that is bonded into the treasury or new inflation earned from the Hex ladders. No other process can mint new Flex. The majority of the growth is passed on to Flex stakers in the form of staking rewards. The rest of the growth is restaked, so pretty cool. What does the treasury do? The treasury manages the stakes. I'm just going to increase the size of this. You can see that. The treasury manages the staking and claiming of Hex every month. The discount rates for bonds and minting of new Flex for staking rewards. The Flex treasury stakes newly received Hex into a new ladder every month. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, boy. So we've got we've got this maxi long-term stake, 15.2 years. We've got these new products coming out for 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, and 10 years. I think that was 10 years. And of course, then we've got the team token as a DAO for the Maximus. We've got the Icosa coming out, encouraging HSI stakes, and of course selling those into the Icosa contract, particularly in the first 30 days. It's going to be very lucrative because that'll be the only Icosa. And now you've got the Flex treasury here getting Hex stakes in every new ladder every month. Woohoo! Yeah, boy, I love it. And of course, that's really cool. So there's no sell pressure on Hex. In fact, there's just buy pressure, and of course, staking, getting circulating supply off the market is really mind blowing. Think about it. So the Flex treasury stakes a new received Hex into the new ladder every month, allocated across both short and long-term duration. So they're mixing that up there with the variability. That'd be interesting. Each stake that ends will be restaked for the same frequency, rolling over all the claimed Hex back into Hex next stake. Now, the interesting part of this is that because it's eating up circulating supply with the other tokens, it's also having a big impact over time on the price as well. So it's almost self-fulfilling. If you get my sense, it's almost self-fulfilling how it's going to deliver higher price yield, not just the yield in the stakes, but higher price as well over time. All these products, these three dragons as I call it, Maximus, Hedron, and PowerCity are helping fulfill that outcome. So it's pretty exciting. Each stake that ends will be restaked for the same frequency, rolling over all the claimed Hex back into the next stake. The proceeds from a monthly stake will be restaked for 1 month duration, where an annual stake will be restaked for 1 year. When a Hex stake ends, new Flex tokens are minted according to the amount of Hex inflation earned by the stake. Those newly minted Flex tokens are paid to the Flex stakers. Nice, with their own liquidity pool, as we saw up here with this Hex Flex. It's going to be that. Probably lots of other liquidity pools too, no doubt. So it's going to be pretty cool. And I think I read through that. Yeah, I did. The bonds, there's going to be a different type of bonds. There's also going to be protocol controlled liquidity and a Flex always staking, never selling there. So that's the last bit. We're going to go through that finally, just to wrap this up, because it's pretty exciting. So we've talked about all of these, and we're just wrapping up here with the Flex protocol there. So cool. The bonds, there are going to be 3 type of bonds issued by the Treasury: single asset Hex bonds, Flex Hex liquidity pool bonds, and Flex buyback bonds. So if you're familiar with DAOs and treasuries, this is kind of the setup that you can sell into the pools there. Bonds are a function of the protocol, can purchase needed assets in exchange for Flex tokens. The discount on Flex offered for each bond changes dynamically based on demand. Bonds can have a maximum per wallet and can require a vesting period where the Flex is paid out over a set period of time. Now, if you were in a different project, you might have to think about the underlying asset. But because this is Hex, and because you know all these other products helping to pump Hex over time, this is a different beast. So it's makes this DAO implicitly more likely to do extremely well. So it's going to be really cool. Obviously not investment advice, just my opinions. But there we are. It's going to be exciting. Once the Flex is claimed, it can then be staked. So obviously going to set single asset Hex bonds allow you to sell your Hex to the Treasury in exchange for discounted Flex tokens. The discount rate will change based on demand. Flex Hex LP token bonds allow you to sell Flex liquidity shares to the Treasury in exchange for discounted Flex tokens. So that's pretty common. Flex, normally you'll get a better rate with the Flex Hex LP. So we'll see whether that turns out to be the case. Flex buyback bonds are a special option for burn Flex obtained at the current market price in exchange for the intrinsic value of the Hex backing each Flex token. Well, I have to see what that looks like. When the Flex tokens are burned, the Hex is released from the Treasury. Okay, that makes sense. The function is available for times when the Flex token price falls below the intrinsic value of the Hex held in the Treasury. What sort of premium might we get in there? I don't know. It'd be interesting. A limited amount of buyback bonds are released each month. If they sell out, more will be slowly added over time automatically. So I think that's kind of cool. What do you call it? Throttle mechanism. Protocol controlled liquidity. The Treasury will control the liquidity of the Flex Hex pairing based on the PulseX there. This allows the Treasury to earn trading fees as well as prevent any rug pulls of liquidity. I like that. And of course, liquidity will continue to grow through the Flex Hex LP token bond sales. The Treasury will acquire additional LP tokens in exchange for newly minted Flex tokens. This allows the protocol to run immediately without outside intervention, which is nice. Finally, we're just at the end here. Flex, always staking Hex, never selling. That's what we like to hear. The Flex protocol provides a passive income opportunity based on Hex that does not require you or the Treasury to ever sell Hex. We are excited to announce this new project that is in development with PowerCity. We'll share additional details as we get closer to the launch public testnet. So very exciting. So where does this fit in? So bam, we've got our chart. So we're going to refresh this and pull this up. So this is our working model chart. Of course, it's just in draft form at the moment. But of course, we have Maximus here. We had 300 million there staked for 15.2 years. We have the Maximus 4 products coming up. The base, what is that? I just remembered it. The base, the Lucky, the Decky, and the what did I forget the first one? The trio, 3 years trio. You got to remember that 3 years trio. So we've got those coming up there. So that's going to be a whole staking ladder, right? Yeah, baby, yeah. And each one of them has high yields. They also have the bigger base bonus in there, adding to that premium. And of course, they got liquidity, optionality, fungibility, all that sort of stuff that adds extra features to that those products. And of course, we've got that in there as well at 600 million. So assuming we sell out big pay base on each stake there. Then we have Maximus Upside, 300 million, assuming we get 50% over that. Obviously, with the first one with Maxi, we had 150 mil, and we got over twice that, although it was a 15.2 year stake, so it had the highest yield in it. And so the premium at the moment's been about 100% or more at the moment. And of course, it's been performing extremely well. So we've got that. That's the first dragon, the Maximus there. Obviously, it's the second dragon because really Hedron HSIs was the first dragon. And of course, there we are. I've got a arbitrary number in there. I don't know the actual number, but we've got 200 million in there. But I don't know how much Hex has gone to the HSI stakes. I will try and find that number. But that's where we're at the moment. Of course, they've got the ALGO coming up, which is basically encouraging people to do more HSI stakes or at least sell their existing ones to the ALGO to get ALGO and play out with the burn yield there too. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's our first or second dragon there. And then finally, our number 3 dragon there, PowerCity Flex coming up there. And of course, we just covered through that. Looks like a whole completely different offering there with the DAO approach. That's going to be pretty fascinating to see that play out too. I've got it selling out big payday at 150 mil, but who knows what it could do? Who knows what it could do? It's going to be pretty fascinating to see that play out. Of course, all eating up the circulating supply. It's going to be pretty powerful. We've got Pulse and PulseX sacrifices. We've got the general from the previous period. We've got all these third-party super dApps here eating up the derivatives of Hex, eating up the Hex supply, and overcoming a lot of gatekeeping by offering incentivized yields and flexibility, optionality that you might have in option contracts, for example. Really excited. Now, we could get more projects following the lead on this, right? So I've got here that we've got 3 times more projects coming in here. That would be another 150 million each for big paydays. That's kind of the assumption there, based off the max success. And of course, there we are with that. So they're all offering something different, all these projects. And that variety is the spice of life there. But all of them eating up Hex and staking on non-stop there. Pretty cool. On top of that, of course, we're expecting the Heart Wallet to come. And I've just got an arbitrary half a billion in there. I think that's probably a reasonable number straight off the bat. And then, of course, we've got the Hex Investment Trust there, 300 million. And then, of course, if it goes public, another 1.2 billion, assuming they do their marketing well. And people are looking at these yields on Hex and go, how the heck do I get 38%? They can't get them in traditional products. And as long as all these rest of the products are actually taking Hex off the market, giving price support over a multi-year period, then that could be bullish too for the Hex Investment Trust. Obviously paying a higher price though, so you need more economic energy is the other thing. Obviously the highest stake virality coming in as well, and then PulseChain itself launching. Obviously the wealth effect, the network effect playing out there, and of course the fact that a lot of Hexkins had sacrificed in that too, underpinning like that as well. So that could be pretty huge. So this is a very speculative side here. So these are not really, these volumes could be hit, but the prices that people would be paying would be much higher. So you could take that into account too. EB Exchange, of course, coming from Rack and Michelle. Overwatch coming in. I've got that at $1 billion. Who knows what they could push through an exchange, especially with the having the ability to market it properly, which Overwatch does. That'd be pretty powerful there. And of course, they've got 3 other major products coming in that suite as well. The security, government level security for individuals, the coin listing site, and of course, Fiat Gateway coming into that Pumpamentals as well. Some synergies there with PowerCity, I would suggest, is with what Rackham's doing. There are probably some synergies in there. Then, of course, that would get us down to a very low circulating supply as well. So we're going to firm up some of these numbers over time with some modeling in behind them, but that's pretty not too bad at this stage. That would get us down to about 4.5 billion in the public user circulating supply. That'd be game changer. That's game changer time. A lot of the stuff can happen very quickly. 12 to 18 months, we could get quite a bit of this stuff in. So maybe some of the other volume inside this stuff, PulseChain might take a bit longer. But obviously people paying higher price. But it's some interesting, in case it just does illustrate to you the future of Hex contracts. And of course, these will both filter through both on Hex on Ethereum and Hex on PulseChain. It's pretty powerful there. But a great stuff coming from PowerCity really is pretty cool. Looking forward to it. Now let's get to the sacrifice. $3 million. They just hit $3 million in the sacrifice. Obviously, they've got quite a decent sized team there. They have EMVM specialists in the team. And of course, they're building out the stuff. So we're looking forward to it. They've been showing us demos. So the products are coming down the pipeline. They've probably been happy that PulseChain's been delayed so long. Gives them a chance to build everything out as well. So that's pretty cool. $3 million. And of course, that means that with their sacrifice, which is still ongoing, it started off at a 2-for-1, and it did start on the 7th of March here. It had 2-for-1 ratio. It's slowly been stepped down to 1.75, 1.5, 1.25, And of course, the base now is that you can get is 1 for 1. So $1 equals 1 sacrifice point or 1 watt token. And of course, that's going to be open until the launch of PulseChain launch. There is another feature, of course. There is also, if you did do a sacrifice for prior sacrifices, you can get a percentage gain up to 55%. So you've got PulseChain, PulseX, Liquid Loans, Internet Money. So if you sacrifice for those using the same wallet, you're going to sacrifice for PowerCity, then that would help there. So if you want to participate, that's up to you. I'm not, saying for or against. This is what they've got going on at the moment. They also obviously have different coins that they have that you can sacrifice. So that's pretty cool. And let me just post in. Their website. This is their website, and you can click the top there to get access to the sacrifice. If you want to do that, it's up to you. If you haven't already, so I'm going to post that in the chat. So that's cool. And of course, if we go further down, they actually have community bonuses. So they got the base rate 1 for 1, so $1 for 1 point or 1 watt token. They got up to 55% bonuses on top of that if you've sacrificed with those other sacrifices there. PulseChain, PulseX, Liquid Loans, Internet Money. And then, of course, they got community bonuses, which they just hit 3 million. So they've just obviously got that give. I think they may have done that giveaway. And then, of course, the next target is 3.25 million. So some people might get themselves access to that. 80 random wallets get 35% bonus, which is pretty nice. And, of course, they keep going up there as they go. So cool. That is where they're up to at the moment. And I think where we're up to. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So that is PowerCity so far. Obviously, you can follow the PowerCity site on Twitter and get all the latest updates from there. But I think it's pretty exciting what they're doing. Looking forward to their development. Now, the difference between these guys are still developing. So the difference between these guys and Maximus and Hedron is that they've actually delivered products so far, right? So that's the only thing they've delivered. But I'm sure PowerCity may not be too far away. It'll be interesting to see whether PowerCity, I haven't heard it in anything yet, although I haven't heard all the stuff that they've done. But whether they're going to be launching prior to PowerCity, it would be interesting. On any of these products, so that would be cool. Maybe they'll launch on another chain like Ethereum, for example. Would be interesting. But in any case, that is the ecosystem, and that's pretty much a walkthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Woohoo! Let's get into the comments. Got a few comments here. I'm going to leave it there as well. Let's see where I got up to. We've got party on. Yeah, the music. Okay, we'll jump through all that. Have a great stream, says Sandy Beach. Sleep well, Sandy Beach. To show Toshi Flows in the house. What's up, fam? Hey, good to see one of the PowerCity team in the house. What else we got going in there? We got a few others. Hex Token on fire. Smash the likes. Definitely smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. I think we're slowly climbing. Like I say, Maximus, Hedron, PowerCity, they are the three dragons of PulseChain. They're doing amazing stuff. So I do enjoy it covering these projects. One day closer to launch, Dave Downard. That is true. We have one day closer to launch, whenever that will be. Hex is the GOAT, says DB. Absolutely. And man, is it powerful what these guys' teams are doing? It is so powerful. Strong arm from PowerCity. Toshi Flow, nice one. Appreciate that. And yeah, boy, looks good, says James Bond. When Honda says James, I don't know. I prefer the Toyota. Mr. Frost says, good morning, sir. Hey, Mr. Frost in India. Good to see you, Mr. Frost. Can I get a woohoo to PowerCity and Hex, of course, PulseChain as well. Easy in house there, excited too. Me too. Howdy. Pulse can be out in August. Let me see, July, August. I think that would be very, very early. I think that they've still got a couple months of testing, and I think I could see that in Richard's latest update. He's got to wait for them to finish writing the code. The last time I think we got an update was at the 14th of June, so maybe a month ago, and the code was still being written at that time. So even after that, I still suspect we'll have more. I think October is kind of the earliest time frame for me at this stage, is where I would be sitting on that one. But hey, I could be wrong, Easy. Maybe you're right on the August, but I do think that several months of testing are still required, just like in the previous test nets. They've currently still got V3 running privately, so I don't know whether they're going to be setting up another one or how that's playing out. We will find out soon enough. We just got to have patience. This is the way it is. There's nothing much can be said. Richard's got to have patience too. I think he's pretty much indicated that as well. there's the PowerCity site. Check it out, powercity.io. And of course, you can save this awesome ecosystem. I think they've done a good job of rolling out this map now through the evolutions. The other thing, of course, PulseCon's coming up. So this is counting down PulseCon. So we've got lots of great projects going to be there. PLS Speak. What do we got? The Hex Token. That's not this channel, by the way. It's not this channel. It's not this channel. We got PulseChain. We got PulseX. We got SHIB Token. We got Mintra. And of course, PLS Speak. We got DGM Protocol, Love.io, Internet Money, Maximus, Hedron, Mad Energy, MWC, Legacy Capital, GBA, IX Tech, and Crypto Wave and Tech Alley there. I'm not actually sure if PowerCity is actually going to be there, actually. Let me just jump on there. Not sure if I saw something around something that they had here on PulseCon. What do they got here? KSBT will do their best to keep informed. Meetups. And week of September, PulseCon. PowerCity PulseChain party here. 8 o'clock. Tickets $48. So they're doing something in PulseCon there. So I just picked that up on the that's on the 7th of September. So I'm not sure what the rest of the details are about that, but that's pretty cool. So they are doing something at PulseCon. So that's counting down pretty quickly. Where are we up to on that? I think we've got all the speakers in the house as well. On that, I think that was pretty much it. I'm just trying to find the days, how many days we got going here. We've got 54 days to go to PulseCon launches. Can you believe it? So if we had an August launch of PulseChain, that would fit pretty well with the September PulseChain conference, which is the 6th to the 9th. That would pretty well. But I'm not optimistic about that. The other key things we've got, obviously Ethereum coming up. I'm not sure how Ethereum fork plays. I don't think that plays into our PulseChain. I don't know if we're picking up those sort of updates. That would be interesting. I'm not sure about that question mark for me. The other things, of course, we've got the Hex birthday, a 3rd year birthday in the beginning of December. We've got the highest of stakes expected by the end of the year, assuming they get streaming deals out, I guess, which have already done one presentation from the looks of it. Maybe they've done more. So yeah, it's a few questions there about timing. But ultimately, I think it's really the code at this stage. The code and testing seems to be the case. So nice, that is happening on PulseCon. And of course, the other thing that we've been talking about is Matty Allen's conference, which is coming up. That must be not far away. It must be less than 24 hours away, is it? On that one. So let's pull that up. But we've got this coming up. This is what's going to be happening on the 14th to the 16th. So it's already the 14th here. So this must be only hours away. Day 1, day 2, day 3. And of course, they're going to have the test demos, the onboarding alpha, game theory, full review, talks. They've got lots of stuff here. I actually prefer the full itinerary. This is the full itinerary there, which is going to be pretty exciting. Matty Allen's show there. So it must be coming up pretty quickly. Day 1 is already up here. 17 hours to go. 17 hours to go to Pulse Conference is online. I'll post that in the chat there if you want to, find that too. Bam. When you will for broken unicycle, says DB. October sounds good. Also says easy. Yeah, I think so. I just have a feeling that they've still got to do a couple of months of testing. I always use the analogy of an iceberg. You got the coating at the top. You got to finish coating, and that's the top 10%. Then 90% is all the testing under the water. It's kind of the analogy I've been using. So there we are. That is the thing now. I'm gonna jump in first. All right, so cool. I don't know if KD's going to get in there, beat me in there, but they're first. I don't know how long that stays. I think the comments disappear, don't they? But hey, I'm still first there online. That's the way we go. All right, so cool. That is coming up. Very cool. And of course, the first day is going to have Crypto Stylist, I should say, and John Wick in the morning. Overview of Pulse of Hex there, and Pulse Sacrifice test and skills demo. So looking at PulseChain testnet there. And then, of course, K4K, David Feder, Matty Allen. And then, of course, talks, free Pulse Dodge, Staker app. And then keynote, game theory, Wendy's for attendees, Matty Allen, David Feder, social there. Funding Gym, Big K, Motley Investor, dollar cost crypto. That's day 1. And, of course, day 2 is going to be after that, which we'll talk about tomorrow. But it's only 17 hours to go. It's coming up pretty fast. It's going to be fun, man. It's fun in the sun. All right, let's get out of all this. We're going to close all this down. We're going to check the markets because it's how we roll. We're going to have a look at the markets and see how we get on with that. So let's pull that down. Bam, there's the conference. We're going to pull up the markets. Let's have a look where we're at. Gas price Gwei at the moment on Ethereum, 11 Gwei on Ethereum. If you've got a transaction to do, now's a good time to do it. It is 11 Gwei at the moment on Ethereum. Unbelievable to see these gas prices again. I think last time I remember when prices started rising was about September, August, September maybe 2020, when we started noticing the prices were getting really expensive. Before that, you could do stuff at like 3 cents, if I remember rightly, 3 cents and stuff like that. Then it started going up to 30 cents and 35 and on the way up. And then insane in the membrane, it was like $150. Do swaps and crazy stuff like that. It was funny, man. That's how times have changed. Easy says, what happened to Kareem, dude? Used to always hang out with Matty Allen before. I know. Well, he's been replaced. So was Wales Only. Wales Only was in there. They obviously had disagreements on what they wanted to talk about or cover or things like that. I have watched a few of those things where they seem to be parting ways. And of course, Wales Only does his own channel now. And Kareem, I haven't seen Kareem for a while. So Kareem's obviously out there doing this thing. Remember, Kareem is maximum stake. So he's staked out 15.2 years. He is a shark. And of course, he's probably just not even thinking about Hex most of the time. He's probably just living his life, and he'll come back. How long's it been? 2.5 years. So he'll come back in about 12 years or something. Maybe he's up to that point. I'll just come back in 12 years. Or maybe he does have some 10-year stakes. Maybe he does some 10-year stakes. Possibly. I thought he was all maxed out, but maybe he has some 10. I have to go back and listen to his strategy. I'm pretty sure he was at 15. But if he does have some 10-year stakes, maybe he'll be back in 7.5 years. Yeah. But anyway, David is on there. They're having a lot of fun. Matty Allen and David. So cool. Easy says, I got it. Yeah, it's all good. Wells does the morning show on Discourse. Yeah. So Wells does that. Okay, cool. Nice one, Brown. With Papa B. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's a good combo. You got some market and some security safety stuff combo there, so it's good. Nice. And of course, Wales Only is on the Hex Investment Trust with Kinetics and stuff. So they're doing great stuff, great service for the community. So we're talking about Maximus, the three dragons, Maximus, Edron, and PowerCity. But that's in the crypto space, and eating up Hex supply. But in the traditional marketplace, we have the Hex Investment Trust. We have the Overwatch, the Rack and Rochelle with the EB exchange and all that stuff coming up too. That's the traditional markets too. In many regards, it's kind of a crossover, but it's kind of that duality there. Whereas the Hex Investment Trust is doing a very important thing to bridge us into maybe NASDAQ and stuff like that. So you can see how this thing's going to emerge over the next couple of years, and these guys keep pushing it. It really is exciting to see that play out. So, and I hope that chart that I put together, even though it's a draft one, it does show all the things that are coming to eat up the supply, and of course we'll see how that plays out over time. But I actually think quite a lot of those things could eventuate this year. We're definitely looking. I think the next big thing is obviously the ACOSA is coming up. Alex is trying to launch that possibly by the end of this month. So let's say early August, and of course that's gone to testing already. He said that testing was it yesterday or today. Also, Maximus said they're going to testing on PulseChain 2. That seemed to be a bit earlier than I expected because they were talking about the end of July, and of course maybe August or September. So that looks like it's coming forward too. So you sort of see that's going to be really interesting. Obviously, the premium is going really well on the markets for Maxi, over 100% today. And the market's liking that, at least the Maxi there, and it's going to have some interesting play out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what that does to the Hex price locally too. That's also going to be, obviously, not everyone's going to be using liquid Hex. There's only so much Hex in the contract, about 200 million. And of course, we saw that with the Hex daily stats. It's not a lot of Hex in there. So if we're going to hit the 150 million, a lot of it has to come from people's existing liquid, whether it's, tended. Liquid Hex is where people are moving the Hex around. Maybe they're going to liquidity pools, maybe they're selling or whatever. But the inactive Hex is people just sitting on Hex bags. Maybe it's just a percentage of their Hex portfolio. Maybe they keep 10% liquid or whatever. So you got to find all that Hex from somewhere. So it's going to be fascinating to see where that comes out. Now, obviously, we know that Maximus has a huge following. It's only growing all the time. Hedron's got a good following. We see HSI stakes are still being done even without a lot of press these days. And of course, there is quite a bit of attention into Pulse Dogecoin at the moment, but of course, that is a meme coin, it's not a utility coin. It's going to be based on it's a value store of values kind of way it's tying up at the moment, although it's only as good as the whale, the weakest whale, decides to sell that pool and empty that pool out. So you do have to be careful with that. Obviously, if they actually do have a strong multi-year view, then that may be a propensity for a real value over time. So that's the bullish side of that story as well. All right, so yeah, in the pool here, we've only got 195 million hex in the pool, man. So we've got 4 products coming out from Maximus alone, let alone the Flex product coming down, the HSI stakes that are going to get sold into Icosa. So people, what's going to happen to hex price at the moment in the next 6 to 8 weeks if these products launch in that time frame? What's going to happen there? I'm feeling pretty interested into the outcome of that. Should I say more than that? I'm not sure. I'm going to stop there. Rather than giving my predictions. But there we are. Terry Doc's in the house there. Good morning, all. Hey, Terry Doc. Hedron sure seems like building up and growing. I agree, easy. I've noticed that more people are coming out of the woodwork excited about where Icosa is going with Hedron. So I think that's going to be could bode well as well. OMF's in the house there. Hello. Best hex streamer at the moment. Hey, thanks, OMF. At the moment, I like the conditionality. I like the conditionality of that. That's hilarious. Thanks, OMF, though. Appreciate it. I appreciate it for the moment. There, OMF. James Bond says White Token could hold surprises. Possibly. I think it's a great project, and if their Easter egg and stuff's coming out later, they're talking about products, solutions. I actually really like the guy that was talking. I think he was really, really sensible, seemed really considerate and stuff like that. So if the team, if that's a representation of the team, we might see some very exciting stuff coming out of that team. Now, I'm not sure whether there's crossovers in any of these teams. Behind the scenes, some of these people working on other. I'm not sure. I don't know. Have any insights into that sort of stuff, but that's always possible. Easy says Hex Token next 5K. Woo-hoo-hoo! By Christmas, that'd be pretty cool. Easy as well. For the moment, loss is James Bond. Yeah, for the moment. OMF is leaving the room for improvements. Yeah, that's true. That is true, and I am going to improve. I am going to constantly improve. I've got it's now sent me a gimbal. We basically ordered a gimbal that's coming, so we're going to be having a lot more content on this channel. We are stepping up the game, that's for sure. OMF says, I mean, in the latest weeks, nobody has the consistently informative content as you. That's all good, OMF. I appreciate it. Now, there's over 100 content creators. And I know that at the moment there's only so many of them actually consistent. So I agree with you on OMF. I have encouraged them on this channel to be consistent too. The weight guy, he sounds like CC from Liquid Loans, an Australian guy, says, yeah, they're Australian. So I've been surprised at how many Australian developers are coming into the space, actually, James. There's been a lot, actually, if you think about it. I don't like to wait when Pulse says DV. I know, DV. We know. Yeah, Hex Token has its own style, says EZ. That's true. Superman Super Vlog style. That's KD. It's coming. So we will be adding a vlog style to this platform or this channel. It's going to be cool. Now, excuse me, I'm coughing here. But if you want to join our Discord, the link's in the video description. We're heading up towards 660 members. Let's quickly check the channel numbers. 4,924. So we're only 76 away from 5,000 channel members. That'd be pretty cool. 2 live streams a day, PulseChain, Hex, and PulseX. And of course, we cover a lot of the projects that are going to be on PulseChain too. With PulseChain, we're going to have very open arms and reach out to all the communities because that's going to be fantastic for everybody, right? So it's a win-win on that. Appreciate you, says Sandra. You too, right back at you. And man, it was so cool seeing Chandra on live stream the other day. It's so important to see community members that want to talk about stuff on different channels. When free test Pulse, says Brown. Well, you can get free test Pulse on Gen Hex channel on their Saturday show. They have a panel show. They give away free test Pulse there, so it's definitely worth getting there, Brandon. I know that you know that. That's why I'm saying it now. That's why I'm saying. All right, let's get into the markets. We got BTC at 20,000. That's backed off a little bit, actually. It was up, 20,200. ETH there is up to 1,100. It's backed off a little bit too. and a BNB there at 230, all backed off a little bit there, but all green, and that's cool. Green is our friend. We're going to pull up, let's pull up the Nomics and have a look at the last year while we're at it. Let's pull up Nomics. We got the yearly chart here on Nomics. We've got the total global market cap at 921 billion, down 75% from a year ago. Obviously, we're in a bear market, so no surprises there. Bitcoin down 37% at the moment. Ethereum down 42%. Binance down 24%. XRP down 45%. Cardano down 64%. Solana up 29%. And of course, Dogecoin down 66%. Polkadot down 49%. Tron up 17%. Although Tron really didn't perform that well in my view during the bull market, so probably not too surprises there. And they've had trouble with the USDD coin. Shiba Inu there, that's up 55% from a year ago. Obviously, well off its highs. Avalanche there at $18. It's up 73%. So that's looking all right too. Interesting for PulseChain that you've got the ones that are up are Solana and Avalanche. Pretty interesting. Polygon Matic is down 20%. I did notice that Polygon has was it just participated in Netflix or some sort of syndicate there for Metaverse? It's either Disney. It's a Disney Metaverse. I think Polygon's just jumped into that group, which is interesting corporate move there. That'd be pretty interesting. Leo there up 78%, and finally we'll just do the top 20. We got Hex here down 77% on a year ago. What else we got there? I think that's pretty much it. Litecoin down 59%. Some interesting numbers here, but all the old favorites are way down. Look at Monero down here, down 38% there at Monero. What else? Because everyone used to, I don't know if they're still mining, but mining Monero was a big thing. Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash. VeChain Thor was popular with the network effect, logistics. So some interesting stuff there in the top 40. Cool. Let us jump away from there. That is pretty much the market update. We're going to get into Hex. It's currently at 3.6 cents. We did have a large sell. We had two large buys and a large seller, but we're still at 3.6. And of course, the market is not really incorporating the news coming out around Maximus, but they will know. I think the market will know when Maximus and Icosa launch that these products are launching with the impact on the Hex there. It's going to be fascinating to see. And of course, what other projects out there have this sort of fundamentals coming out in the short term, especially in the bear market, and still with the issues of high inflation, interest rates coming up in the 26th, 27th of this month. We're expecting probably a 100 basis points there. So 1% increase is probably what's going to happen now. That will push the federal funds rate from 1.75 up to 2.75, which is cheap money is it's still on the lower side, but cheap money is disappearing because you got to remember that's the interbank rate between banks. They have to keep a certain reserve, and that's the amount they pay. They pass on that cost through to the retail, and of course, which is much higher rates there. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see that. Cheap money is slowly disappearing as well. And there we are. So cool. That is the markets. We're going to jump over to the quad charts. Let's have a look. Let's jump out of there. I've got to take that comment off there. Brendan said, I spoke to Craig today. He's going to send me some tomorrow to help me out. Nice one, Brendan. Brendan, I know that Brendan's competing with me with the yield farming. But hey, I'll send you some pulse if I got some. Maybe get into Discord, Brendan, and I'll send you some test pulse from the Play Wallet. I think I've got some on the Play Wallet. Yeah, I'll send you some from the Play Wallet, Brendan, because I think, what have I got, 5 times more LP tokens? You got to remember, I got given them from somebody in the community. I've just forgotten who it was, but I've turned it in. I took what they gave me, and I've like 5 extra. You guys were with me. We made those fantasy plays in the trades. You guys were with me, so really it's a combined effort. So cool. We've got Hedron there. We've got Hedron there at 785. 2 good green days in the house. Still trying to get up to 1,000. Still got higher lows in there, so still looking pretty good. And Icosa potentially is in testnet, going to testnet, and possibly launching the end of this month is the likelihood. Are you going to sell your HSI stakes? Obviously, let's quickly pull that up. Actually, Hedron. So obviously HSI stakes. We did look at the other day on HSI Watch. Let's pull that up again. Why not? Why not? He says. Let's pull that up. HSI Watch. Where did I put that though? I don't know. There's so many links now. I just can't even find anything in this library of sites here. HS. Let's just type it in. HSI watch. Is that yeah? It came out. Bam. There we are. Cool. I don't love the old keyword search there. So we're going to have a look at the DApp here. Now, if you are going to participate, you'll have to have HSI stakes. You can either buy them on OpenSea or set them up yourself with your own hex. So basically, it's like a jar. You put your hex in, you wrap it up, and then, of course, you can turn it into NFT. They're going to take those. They're going to unwrap them. They're going to borrow against them with the hedron. HSI, you can borrow hedron. They're going to flood that hedron back to stakers. And of course, the HSI stakes are going to go back up, and you can buy back the ones. You can buy back your HSI stakes that you sold to the ALGO, and you can buy them back. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, but that's part of the tokenomics. So cool. And of course, if we go to the testnet here, let's just zoom out of here for a second. Bam, bam, and make sure we're on the right one. Ethereum. We're going to go to chart. I think it's chart. HSI stakes. You can sort of see the HSI stakes here. Not sure what's going to happen when I blow this up a bit, but there is the stakes that have been happening with HSIs. We've actually had a lift of HSI stakes lately. Have you noticed? 18. I'm not sure who's doing these because you know, I don't know how much press do you reckon has been around for HSI stakes. But I think when we've dropped off here, there's been Maximus coming out. You know, other other brands getting up in the ecosystem. People can only focus on a couple of times kind of thing. And it seems like they have picked up. HSI stakes have picked up though. So cool. We probably expect this to rebound when it launches. People will be doing HSI stakes to sell back to the ALGO contract and get participate in that. So it's going to be fascinating. So cool. So yeah, that's how you make them though. You make them by putting your hex in here, making a stake. That's how you get your HSI stakes. And of course, they're currently traded on OpenSea. And of course, we've got a couple other links as well in the Discord there under useful links that you can find further information. I don't know whether that's going to be a separate staking product actually. I have to double check that. But cool. So we got Maximus here at 7.2 cents. The premium at the moment is runner-up is 98%. So it's sitting at 98% at the moment. And you can see the uptrend in the premium of Maxi is awesome and bodes well. It's encouraging for the for the new products coming out, which are on shorter time frames, but enable you to do a staking ladder is the alternative there. So it's pretty neat. And of course, they keep rolling over too. Remember, they're in perpetuity. Perpetuity there. All right, let's go to the play wallets. Let me jump back to the play wallet here. Let me go to Ethereum. So we're going to quickly log on here, have a look at the dashboard on Maximus. Didn't plan on doing any of this, by the way, just doing it now. 11.3 million is at the moment. Remember, 294.3 million Maxi represents the same amount of hex that got in there originally. That hex now, which was 294, is now 313 million hex. So pretty impressive. Already 19.3 million hex accrued to this contract. This contract's going for 5,555 days. It's got 42,100 T-shares. This is a behemoth, absolutely incredible as well. So nice. Day one, May the 1st. So we're already tracking through quite a bit there. Day 880. So day 955, is it? 955 minus 880. Am I doing the right math here? I think that's right. So that's 75 days already. Yeah, okay. 75 days already. That's insane on the membrane. If that math is correct. Divided by, how many is that? So 19. So let's just put that in memory plus 19 million 400,000. Let's just round it up there. So that's how much hex has been in, divided by the amount of days it's been operational, 75. So that's 250,000 hex a day from the looks of it that it's making, and that doesn't include the hedron, and it's already minted. Already got hedron of 5.7 billion in there. So cool. So pretty exciting stuff there for this one. We'll leave it at that. So cool. Premium looking like a boss. We're looking forward to it. All right. So now obviously the fun one we've got here is the Pulse Dodge. And of course that's counting down 15 days to go, folks. It's almost 2 weeks. Will we see fireworks? The chart's looking good for fireworks. Let me say that much, because remember, this launched at $1. It's now $3.18 and we're in a bear market. So go figure. Now the liquidity is obviously on the smaller side, but it's not as small as the weight token, which is very small at the moment for the time being. Yeah, Let's see where it's gone up to actually. I shouldn't say it's small by, what are you comparing it to being small, but it's still relatively small. So 360,000. So, it's on the smaller side, but still decent for trading. And of course, the market cap 16 million at the moment on Hedron. So cool. And of course, we've got about 5.6 million in there, about 5.6. What's that for two? Yeah, just over 5.6 million now, heading up, I guess, towards 5.7. I don't think we'll, next 15 days, maybe we'll get to 6 million. 6 million there with the claims. So yeah, not too bad. All right, cool. Hope you guys like that one. Like it a lot. We'll keep watching that. Let's have a look at the weight token quickly. Let me get out of this comment first. Brendan says, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Really don't have that much on there, honestly. Hey, don't worry. Just hit me up in Discord. I'll mess you out the stream. Sounds good to me. I promise to pump your bags, says Brendan. Yeah, I know you did it the other day. You did it the other day, Brendan. Good day, all. Superman, you should definitely be at PulseCon. You're a key player in the community. Thanks for everything you do, says Ace. Hey, I appreciate that, Ace. That's really nice. A big shout out to you for that. I just did 3 HSI stakes for 5555, says GTO. Nice. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. That's awesome, GTO. That's awesome. So there we are. I was just talking about it. Who's doing the stakes, and then we got someone that did 3. So there we are. It makes sense. EIS is in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Good to see EIS. Nice. All right. So great to have you in the chat. There's the weight token. Let's see where it's at the moment. It's actually gained a little bit, just a little bit. I don't want to overplay that. It's actually gained just a tiny bit. We were sitting down here at about just over 5 cents, half a cent. Sorry, let me rephrase it. Half a cent. We're now at 53 hundredths of a cent at the moment. So 530053. So there we are. That's kind of trying to hold itself. I suspect we might see a rally with this. We don't have much else with it. Let's quickly check the pools. We got 11,000, 19,000, 8,000 there. So still sitting around $29,000, $30,000 of liquidity over the 3 pools, 2 USD and 1 ETH. So it's not too bad. What else there? Let's check how many have been minted. Remember, 880 million is the amount minted. We've only got 28 million at the moment, so hardly anyone's minted the weight token. They're all waiting. That's because they make 1 weight per hour, per sacrifice, per wallet. So it's pretty insane in the membrane on that one, climbing up there. So yeah, this is a store fraction there as well. So cool. I suspect that if we do get a rally in the price, if someone decides to start accumulating, pushing the price up. At the moment, of course, we're seeing some selling going in there. But if we do get someone that tries to be smart and push the price up, then we could see some more minting there. If someone decides, oh, this is actually worth a couple of $100 to me, rather than it being worth $40, they go, hey, this is worth $300. Maybe they'll some of the smaller retailers will start, saying, I'm going to mint and sell, buy some Hex, get some Maxi, get some base, get some Icosa. I don't know, whatever they're going to do. It's going to be cool. But I reckon this, honestly, if these guys get this products out by the early August, we could see some unusual activity here in the X ecosystem. It's going to be epic. And like I'm talking about epic, could be quite counterintuitive. So we'll see. Now, hopefully that launches after the Federal Reserve does their interest rate rises, right? Because we want to have a bit calmer, like the market's got to absorb that and let us go through after that. So I think that's the best timing. So definitely wait, says Katie. Yeah, wait. All right, cool. We're just coming up to 1 hour and 8 minutes. How did we get up to this so fast? What happened? Yeah, PulseCon starting, man. Pulse conference online. Now that Alan's starting in about 16 hours time. That's going to be a lot of fun. He'll get tons of people watching that. It's going to be such a good event, and as well. So cool. Now this is most of the. I think all of them. All of them. I think are pretty much American content creators, which is cool. But obviously there's content creators around the world. Australia, New Zealand, everywhere else, South Africa, other places. There's heaps of Latin America. There's good old one of my good old online friends. So yeah, it's good to see. Woohoo! It's going to be a lot of fun, though. I think my favorite, of course, you know me, I love the details. So Maximus Hedron Liquid Loans talks there on day 2. That's one I'll be looking up for the most. And of course, the last one there, the Richard Hart keynote on PulseChain. Will he drop us any little Easter eggs or alpha there on how the status is going, and maybe not time frames, but how the stuff is going? Maybe we might get a little bit out of him on that final keynote on day 3. Who knows? Stay tuned for that. Woohoo! All right. I like it a lot. All All right, let's get some fun in here. Let's play out, not play out, but let's play one of my favorites. I love this. This is really, if you want to get the adrenaline pumping, this is the way to go. So, boom, let's get it.
That's the biggest truck I've ever seen. What the fuck? Wow. We're driving the baddest monster truck you've ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got 2 wheels in the front that turn. This one's got 4. 4 54-inch wheels turning in the front, another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. It took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around, you know. It's good for bumping your head into this.
All right, so that was a bit of action. We like action. That gets your imagination going. All right, so we're going to jump over to BNB coins here to wrap it up. We got Pulse Dodge at 362, just having 2 little green days there, but still well on the bottom. That's Pulse Dodge, the original, not Pulse Dodge coin. This is the one that's going to have NFT auctions on PulseChain. There'll be 5 NFT auctions away. It's got the little puppy dogs there in there, Trayvon and a few other people. So it's pretty interesting. We got P33 there is at 13, just under 14 cents. So it's got a couple of green days, still struggling there a little bit there though. And of course, we had a bit of action here from IM. So IM Internet Money with KG. This is the original IM on BNB, not the IMD of the Internet Money wallet. But they had a 90% burn. This is kind of where the price is at the moment. 658. So they actually did get up to 757. Now it's 658 there. But it's still slowly etching its way up. You certainly want to break this trend line here, sitting in below here. You want to keep zigzagging up to get a recovery. Man, did it get pumped though? It got pumped hard. Now it's where we're at the moment. So that was back in April actually, and here we are. So imagine some people, the gains that they made back here, March up through here would have been pretty mad. But like the Hedron chart that we had. So that's pretty much it with the markets. Prices in the Hex ecosystem are looking good, as we say, looking good. Let's leave it on Hex. This is where we are at this stage, 3.634 cents, sort of milling here. What's going to happen by the time we get to August? Let's have a look here on the time zone. Let's take off the overlay and let's see where we're going to be by then. So August here, we get some of these products launching by the end of the month. So what are we going to see in this chart? And will this is the question, will the 2.8 cents be the bottom? Now I would have said I don't know, and you guys have heard me say that, but of course now that we've got these products coming out with Okosa, Hex HSI stakes being sold to Okosa, needing Hex for the HSI stakes, those who don't have them already, and of course then we've also got the 5 products coming out for them. With staking for Maximus, last time we saw people buying on the market to get that. They didn't have it all in their liquid bags, so we're going to get a combination of that. So what we might see, and of course that launch in August there. So could this be the bottom back here when we were here, which was 90, was it 94%, 94.5? I think it was somewhere in that ballpark. 2.8, 94.5 probably percent retrace. And then what we're going to see, this is a game changer, something people didn't really expect. And of course, we like to cover it on this channel pretty much. So stay tuned. We'll see. I think the probability is in our favor. That's all I'll say. And not investment advice, but we didn't have it before and we have it now. Big game changer for sure. Like, share, subscribe, says Brennan. Absolutely. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. We're going to wrap it up. We're coming up to an hour and 15 minutes. What do you guys think? I think it's a good time to wrap it up. And we're going to play out some funky music, which is our PowerCity core, which we play at the end of our live streams, and this is the way it is. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it today. Before we do that though, let's play a little bit of Richard Hart being a bit funny. This
Hopefully
is
he's got
funny.
me. Give me a black eye.
This was Black Eye, but look at that outfit, the blink blink. Is that insane in the membrane or what? That is insane in the membrane. I'll let us go. All right, bye for now. Take care. Woohoo! Rock on. Go, 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 go. I'll see you in Discord, Brennan. I'll see you in Discord. Nice one. All right, take care. Bye for now.